Oh, it's behind the greenhouse, so we got it all the way around. Damn it. Anything else with the footprints? Or this is just does the visual calculus thing again, so yeah, no thanks. Alright, backing around. Alright, here goes nothing.
The door has braved the elements for decades. The copper nails holding the upholstery in place have turned green from sea air, and so is the knocker, shaped like a lion's head. The royal lion, Guillaume's kitten. This knocker will last a lifetime and then some. Someone is moving around in the apartment. You hear the water being turned off and the sound of dishes clinking together. The tenant must be cleaning up. That means you're too late. Nothing more to do here. Better report back to Everard. No answer.
Okay.
The key stops midway in the lock. Something's blocking its path.
Go figure.
The sound is coming from the apartment. The tenant's key is in the lock. The lieutenant looks first at the door, then back at you, then signals you to back off from the door.
All right.
As you turn to leave, you hear footsteps on the other side. Yes, someone's definitely home.
We should leave and go talk with Everard. Tell him what happened, that we couldn't open the door. Maybe there's a workaround.
Worth a shot. Well, now I'm just compelled to finish this. Like neither Everett nor Manana would give us any data on when the guy, when the person was going to be home. So I don't think there's any way to avoid that outcome, unless you do it at like a weird time at night or something. All right, ad's about to start, but yeah, we'll go back to Everard. Chat him up about that, and I'll be right back. Okay, yeah, we'll talk to Everard. And plus, by putting in some hours now means it's that much more likely we'll be late enough to do karaoke in the evening. Other stairs. What else? I was thinking about, I wanted to do the magnesium-based life form thing. Just to finish it. If I don't like it, I can just forget it. I'm probably gonna forget the homosexual underground, just because I think it's just to get out of Kim that he's gay. And we've done that, so might as well free up a slot, and then I'll use that for the hardcore aesthetic. Thought-wise, I don't know if we'll get to it tonight, but...
Mr. Dubois, every worker, member of the board. How can I help you today?
Re the Weasel.
You fucked up. You waited too long, the weasel came back, and now you can't open the door I asked you to open.
Big man looks you straight in the eye.
Forgives, Harry. Don't cry, my boy. It's gonna be all right. I'm still gonna tell you about the murder. That's just the way I am. Benevolent.
I thought I had more time.
Now let's get down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. Real police work is gonna start happening now. I promise you, Harry, this is gonna be good.
He's probably just trying to gaslight me, but I've heard about a connection between the lynching and the strike. I'd like to hear what you know about it.
By now, I'm sure you've figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys. Wild Pines. Sent to scare us. Another violent measure of the top hats against us flatcaps.
I'm listening.
Harry, this strike is the culmination of many, many mistakes made by the Wild Pines group. They tried to shut the strike down by sending in armed mercenaries.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
You mean our victim?
A security contractor? Can you imagine that? Workers standing in peaceful protest, united in the spirit of fellowship, and they send hired killers to mow us down with machine gun fire?
No, that sounds about right for a corporation.
He performs a motion as if spraying bullets from a machine gun.
I'm talking beasts. Hardened killers from proxy wars in Yisut, Semenine, Saramaritsa, you name it, they've done it. Raping, killing, burning villages, killing little children for the Senorita Pineapple Company, Harry.
Yeah, I live in America. I've heard about all this.
Everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to turn Revachol into a third world slum. Honestly, the only thing they didn't do is kill the village elephant.
Hold on, you have a village elephant?
No, Harry, the elephant is metaphorical and so is the village, but the mercs and their brutality are very real.
Go on.
Now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there. I have the luxury of staying in my container, you see. If I need to go somewhere, they just move my container.
Wait, they moved the container?
Yes, I'm an old man, Harry. My legs aren't what they used to be. They lift my office with that big crane. It's actually very fun. You should try it. But enough about me and my fun container. The killers the company hired, I think there were 3 of them, all hardened commando types.
Okay. Well, we've only found one.
Right, suicidal. Getting drunk, violent, a little rapey. Even their own negotiator couldn't control him. That's your boy, the one who likes hanging out and trees.
I like his use of euphemisms.
Negotiator, you mean Joyce?
Harry, what you need to realize is, we dock workers are not pushovers.
Good.
We got grit, Harry. This whole neighborhood does. Push us hard enough and we push back. And when we do, we push to kill.
I mean, when you gotta. Direct action gets the goods.
An entire neighborhood of killers.
Alright. Wait, the whole neighborhood is in on it?
Potentially, Harry, potentially. We got arm wrestling champions, rowing club people, ex-coal...
The leader of the Hardys is a rowing guy.
...to spring into action for their home base.
Alright, well, who exactly did the pushing?
There's a militant wing inside the Union. A group of people whose duties don't involve manual labor, but peacekeeping in the neighborhood, making sure everything runs smoothly.
That sounds a bit like organized crime.
Shrug.
They're like you guys. Idealistic people who want to make sure bad things don't happen. And if they already have, well, punishment must follow.
Calling the police idealistic is generous, but anyway.
That sounds like organized crime.
So these idealists killed our victim?
One day Titus Hardy,
Titus, yeah, he's the rowing guy.
peacekeeping faction, comes up to me and says, "Boss, socialist democratic fervor drove us to take it upon ourselves to kill this beast that was burdening the land."
Yeah, they haven't exactly been hiding it.
He probably worded it differently, but that was the idea. Sure sounded to me like they killed him. I gave them 2 weeks paid leave and told them to lay low to avoid retaliation.
Yeah, we learned that much.
Aren't
So
you
this checks out so far.
them for this?
Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinez boys.
That's a good way to put it.
I'd like to see the man who takes them in. Besides, I sent my lawyer girl to look after them.
Okay, so the gardener is...
He's just boasting. Then it sure doesn't feel like that to you. He's not worried. He places a lot of faith in that lawyer girl. Perhaps this is a tactical error. Anyway,
Alright. There was a bullet in the hangman's head.
So they shot him.
He sounds pleasantly surprised.
He was shot in the head before he was hanged.
How odd. I don't know what to say, Lieutenant. They told me they hanged him. A hanged man is what I saw when I took a look into that yard.
it's impossible to say if he's telling the truth, sire.
What I do know is, the case is in safe hands. If anyone can get to the bottom of this shot and hanged man...
I don't like how patronizing he is, though. Fuck this
Godspeed,
guy.
policeman.
How do you know the mercenaries were hired by the shipping company?
How do I know? Let me tell you about these people. That's their MO. It's
Again, I'm not surprised as the player, but
Last winter, some poor workers in Terminal E went on a little strike. The company sent in Sediment, a security contractor. The strike was over the workers' right to wear protective footwear, Harry. These guys turn up and start beating people. Tell you what, Harry, I wouldn't be
except in,
surprised
you know,
if
our world, like, corporations just use regular-ass cops.
And I'm sure as hell not surprised to see...
Oh, I like that shot at rebranding PMCs, too. That happens all the time. They get some bad PR, they just change their names.
By the security contractor?
You said it. Hell, one of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant. Boys like that don't just happen to show up during strikes.
Alright, the name of the company is Cornell this time. Might have been Sediment before.
Of course. You're always one step ahead of me, Harry. I'm no genius. I'm in this position because people like me.
That sounds like a lie, but I think empathy or composure would have told me about it either way. Alright, you mentioned a lawyer girl.
Oh, Liz is a bright one. I paid for that law degree myself, thinking it'll probably turn her all fancy. But hell, Harry, she came back a firebrand socialist. Sometimes she scares me with her...
Well, then how come we haven't smelled it on her?
Wait, the girl by the whirling, who was keeping an eye on you. Is he talking about her?
Did you send her to spy on me disguised as a gardener?
I did that, didn't I? She thinks of herself as a guerrilla fighter. These middle-class kids and the books they read are crazy, Harry.
Oh, we still gotta read that book, too.
Surgeon than a lawyer. I hope it's a phase.
Tell me about this Titus Hardy and his crew.
Oh, they are simply fine young men, all 7 of them. Exemplary union members, always working to advance their position in the local socialist democratic movement. Core members. Old Theo used to run them, but things really kicked into gear when Titus took the reins and named the group after himself. Gotta love his initiative.
Interesting. Who's second in command?
They're almost all of them great guys, born leaders. Whatever happened, I'm
He's
sure they
dodging the question,
interests of
or he doesn't know. But I think he's just dodging the question.
Work with them. Hell, interview them. But don't fight them. They really are just like you. Men who like beer, women, and some order on the streets.
Separate one from the herd.
Alright, so let me ask you this. Which one of the Hardy's boys is your least favorite?
Oh, that would definitely be Fat Angus.
They've had us creeping on Angus for a while now.
Having noisy stomach troubles. Horrible, revolting guy.
Alright, so let's say something happens to Fat Angus. Let's say citizen's arrest.
You would die, Harry. You would die, and in the process start a bloody and completely unnecessary war between the Debarders Union and the Citizens Militia.
At least he's honest.
Angus, his ever-growling stomach, and his smelly feet are all part of the Union. You have as much right to arrest him as I have to arrest your partner here.
He points to the lieutenant.
Actually, less. Because this is my hometown, my territory, and my backyard. You are a guest here, Harry. Please remember that.
That's a threat.
Harry. This is getting real grim, and there's no need for that. We are friends.
He sits back and looks at you in the eye with a wide smile. Everard, I met these Hardys. Can you ask them to cooperate with me?
But of course, it's the least I can do for my good friend Harry. I'll do it right after we've concluded this talk.
We could have done that this entire fucking time. That's what I get for not trusting this guy.
Also, Harry,
I'm not a...
here's 5 real.
Why? Wait, why are you giving it to me?
I'm not giving you anything. I'm just holding out 5 real.
I don't need it. I only wanted you to help me with the Hardy Boys.
So I wasn't offering it to you, just holding it out there. But I'm willing to share information. Was there anything else?
Good talk. Let's conclude for now.
Was it a good talk? I'm not sure we made much headway here. I was hoping we'd bust the case wide open. Heck, I even wanted to tell you what I really want to achieve with the strike. I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to feel like Mr. Martinez. And of course, I also wanted you to find your gun. But it's like I can't completely trust you. Yet.
Yet?
Yes, Harry. It's like I can't fully trust you if you're not a man of the left. I want to, but I just can't.
A man of the left, so you have to be a social democrat. He's been hurt too much in the past by men who aren't social democrats.
I'm definitely not a patriot. Money engineer? Alright. That's supposed to mean I'm more left than you are.
You're saying it, but I don't believe you. You know how it is, company snitches, agent provocateurs everywhere. I'm barricaded in this fortress of mine, and I need to get a message out. Will you help me?
And what would this entail?
Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to get 2 little signatures on this piece of paper, and then mail it to my accountant in La Delta.
What are the signatures for?
I'm glad you asked, Harry. The Union is going to build a modern youth center in Martinez. It will be righteous. We're gonna get those teenagers off drugs and on roller skates.
I mean, roller skates are cool, but...
Roller skating. Not drugs, Harry. You like this.
There's a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Most people have already signed. I just need 2 more signatures to get this mission off the ground, Harry.
What do you think of this?
It depends. I don't think what we just got from Mr. Clare was very useful.
He studies it for
As I said, it weighs on me heavily. But once we get really talking, well, I'm gonna hand you the keys to Martinez, and maybe even help you figure out who's behind this killing.
He's saying as little as possible, as vaguely as he can, deliberately omitting things.
So we know he knows something, but he's definitely stringing us along. So you mean the fishing village?
Yes, the little cul-de-sac on the coast, where all the men have drowned, in either the sea or the bottle. A gloomy place, doesn't have that Union attitude.
You're already pretty deep into this. What's a little more? No one can see you here in Martinez.
What will happen to the current occupants?
They are just gonna have to deal with the construction noise for 6 months, and then they'll be living like kings. Right next to a fancy new youth center, designed by the best architects from Stella Marie.
Is he absolutely sure the tenants won't be thrown out in the street?
Are you sure no one's gonna end up homeless?
Am I? Harry, these people, Martinez is the most important thing in my life. I would never let anything bad happen to them.
That sounds like bullshit.
We're gonna build a youth center there. The value of their properties goes up and kids have a place to play in. I'm looking out for these people, not pulling the rug from under them, Harry. I'm looking out for all of Martinez, not just the harbor.
He means it.
Okay. Fine. If I happen to be there, I can ask them.
You bring joy to my heart, Harry. Such a pleasure to be working with you. Here.
He hands you an open white envelope.
You need to get signatures from Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. The cul-de-sac is right past the pawn shop and across the canal. I heard there was some trouble with the water lock, but it should be fixed now. Once you have the signatures, mail this to 13022 La Rocca in La Delta. Then I'll know you're a solid socialist.
Alright, he runs his fingers through his thin hair. Can we go over, I think the
Most
details?
certainly,
Okay,
Harry.
let's just return to that.
By all means, Harry. What?
Alright, we'll talk to them, but I feel like they're going to have some opinions on the status of things. Alright, so I can't boost volition manually. I said I was going to finish magnesium-based first. Well, I need to spend experience to forget things too. That's going to be annoying, but whatever. I don't think we're going to do the envelope tonight, because like I said 2 hours ago, we need to stop. Oh, and I love my stink. Thank you for the follow. I feel like that was just a name to get me to say that, but I have no shame, so. And odds are you left, because I didn't notice that for half an hour. I really gotta get a better audio setup so I can set that up on monitor. Alright. kind of want to try knocking on the door again and seeing if we could talk to whoever's in there, but... I guess we can read real quick. Or no, it's behind the goddamn greenhouse. Yeah, I'll save. I'll try the door again real quick. Read the book. And then try and make the call on the radio again about the armor. And then next time we can do a little more with Titus.
The door, the royal lion, Guillaume's kitten. This knocker will last a lifetime and then some.
No, you're in there.
Already defeats the point, doesn't it? Let's get out of here.
Fair enough. Oh yeah, book. Book. What's this? Brief look at information. Oh yeah, okay, that's the one we need to read. Alright, legal documents, 2 names, Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter, okay.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope. A 12 to 40 month construction period and the zoning plan in the addendum.
Kim, what do you think of this?
I'm no property lawyer, but it looks fine. I like the print size. They're not selling or leasing anything. It's not a perfect solution, but...
How else are you going to build something? It's always inconvenient to build things, and citizens inevitably have disagreements over such construction projects. But
Look at-
there's no other way.
Let's look at the zoning.
The youth center cuts into the ocean like the bow of some great modern ship. Apparently, it's going to cover most, if not all, of the street and the square between the existing houses. It's 3 stories tall.
That's pretty fucking big.
To be awfully close to the already existing buildings, almost wall to wall, practically integrating them into the youth center.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked.
This is either an ominous or cool architectural choice. Hard to say. My money is on cool. Looks like a cubic pyrite.
Let's find a loophole.
There is no loophole. The simple truth is, the current residents are going to lose their street access, and for the next 12 to 40 months, their lives will be dominated by constant construction noise right next door.
Wait, what are the ramifications of this?
Once the construction starts, it will probably take a few months, a year maybe, for even the most stubborn occupants to get tired of living like this. After that, they'll sell their property for cheap and move out.
Alright, look, Kim. Point to the photocopy. These people are gonna have to move away. Can't we do something about
I
it?
should have seen it.
Lieutenant frowns as he reads over the document again.
Probably has eyes on us, but we could try to get other people to sign this instead of those listed. Or you could forge their signatures yourself. By the time he finds out, we'll already be gone.
Okay. We gotta find somewhere where he's not gonna be watching us. I would think the basement might be safe. And I gotta put on some interfacing stuff, but I mean, our interfacing's pretty good in general. Alright, let's read this damn book. Alright. Oh.
The cover of this pocket-sized volume features a swirl of orange, yellow, and green. The title, A Brief Look at Inframaterialism, is set in an authoritative yet approachable serif font. What an interesting color palette. It's vibrant, yet somehow leaves you ever so slightly nauseated.
Lovely.
On the inside jacket flap, you find a brief summary. What is inframaterialism? A highly theoretical branch of Masovian communism? A collection of mystical ramblings by a discredited revolutionary? Or possibly both?
Why not both?
This brief look, TM, introduces readers to one of this century's most fascinating and misunderstood theories in a concise, jargon-free manner.
All right. So far, so good.
You turn to the table of contents. The guide itself is divided into several sections with seemingly esoteric titles like Effects of Plasm on Root Vegetables and Mental Projection and Transference. There's also a brief introduction about the life of Ignis Nielsen.
We were asking about Ignis before, so...
Known to his numerous admirers as the evangelist of the revolution, and to his even more numerous enemies as the apocalyptic Shrike, Ignis Nielsen remains one of the most controversial and fascinating figures to emerge in the years of the anti-centennial revolution, second only to Krasmazov himself.
Okay. They did say he was his lieutenant, so...
Revolution in one country and found a new state in another. Along the way, he committed some of the most notorious war crimes in an era famed for its atrocities.
Right, not the biggest fan of that.
And yet, his most fascinating contribution to history may be the most overlooked. His theory of ideological plasm, from which his followers and successors developed the
Okay, so plasma might be a metaphor for something.
Inframaterialism.
All right, first chapter.
If you're like most people, you probably believe that your thoughts reside in your brain, right? Completely backwards. You think with your hands. Always have.
I'm more of a tactile guy. I let my fingers guide me.
It's common for some developmentally delayed children to confuse sights of sensory input with the sight of cognition. But let's get back to Ignis Nielsen, shall we? As Mazov's devoted comrade and leading theoretician, Nielsen was responsible for developing much of the intellectual foundation of communism.
How long is this going to go on? I'm a little worried.
Speculations were famously wide-ranging.
Okay.
During his final years in exile, he produced, among other things, an early guide to home brewing.
That's cool.
Instructions for raising revolutionary children.
That's cool.
Plans for a universal pictographic language.
That's Esperanto.
Detailed materialist critique of Dolores Day's chess strategy.
Hell yeah.
A true man of ideas, equal to any of the great DeLorean polymaths. But one subject he returned to time and time again was the fundamental relationship between thoughts and matter. We may yet discover, he wrote in his notebooks, that under certain exceptional circumstances, the proletariat's embrace of historical materialism may be so fervent that their beliefs take form in the world of matter as a kind of revolutionary plasm.
So a projection of beliefs. Okay. Whoa.
Whoa is right. What's more, Nielsen speculated that this plasm, when it becomes powerful enough, might begin to influence the material reality surrounding it. Hence the name, inframaterialism.
I hate to say it, but that actually makes sense.
Unfortunately, Nielsen passed away before he was able to develop these initial ideas into a full-fledged theory. That work was left to subsequent generations of communist theorists. Building on Nielsen's basic insight, these theorists reached a startling conclusion that a sufficiently revolutionary state might begin to exhibit certain extra-physical effects based on the amount of plasm generated by its citizens.
So these people are saying that if enough people just believe in communism, it'll come true?
The actual theory is highly technical, but for the purposes of this brief look, TM, that's a fine working definition of the concept.
Cool.
That's because this is absolute idiocy, not even worth engaging with.
All right, let's hear about this extra physical stuff.
Materialists divide the extra physical effects of the revolutionary state by the level of plasm required to achieve them. At the lowest, or first level, revolutionary plasm is believed to stimulate or invigorate matter without altering its essential properties.
How's it do that?
To take one example, during the revolutionary period, many
Oh, so it is the turnip business.
reported extraordinary yields of certain root vegetables, most notably turnips. The difference in these yields was simply too great to be accounted for by mere climate or soil conditions. The only reasonable explanation, inframaterialists argue, is the high level of revolutionary plasm emanating from the commune itself.
Okay.
Even today, in parts of the SRV, there are collective farms whose root vegetable yields exceed those thought possible by capitalist agronomists.
I mean, I would attribute it to growing seasonally and, growing things, appropriate for the environment, but
Who's to say the
regardless.
farmers aren't just cooking the books? Sounds like obvious SRV propaganda. It's also been postulated that plasm may account for the remarkably full and manly facial hair observed on many communist males.
Oh yeah, stroke that beard.
Of course, inframaterialists argue that revolutionary plasm may stimulate human physiology in other ways as well.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, we're talking about white-hot communist sex, baby.
There it is.
That's correct. Reports from
The book, yep.
that the most radically devoted communards were able to engage in vigorous intercourse for up to 8 hours at a time.
From each according to their ability, to each according to their need, baby.
8 hours? There's no way. Your equipment would be mashed to jelly.
If you do it
No
tantrically.
wonder the communards couldn't shoot straight. They were too shagged out. Hyper-productive vegetables and ultra-horny communards are fine. But this theory hasn't quite gotten strange enough for you. And on that note, you feel like you've gotten the general idea of inframaterialism, enough to carry on a basic conversation at least. But if you'd like to go even deeper into some of the more speculative aspects of the theory, you could always read further. Of course you want to go deeper. What else are you here for?
Let's go.
The book fits quite snugly into your palm. It would also fit comfortably into a jacket pocket.
Keep reading.
You flip forward a few pages until you come upon a chapter.
This was the other topic mentioned earlier, so.
And transference.
Or yeah, when we're looking at chapter names.
The community has achieved a sufficiently high degree of revolutionary fervor. Inframaterialists believe that second-level effects may be observed.
Such
At this
as?
second level, certain hyper-revolutionary individuals may even develop the ability to extend their thoughts into material space and vice versa.
Wait, does that mean communists can read minds?
According to inframaterialist theory, yes. Under suitably revolutionary conditions, that is. It's become something of a folk legend that during their final meeting, Nielsen and Mazov didn't speak a single word, preferring to sit in silence with their chamomile tea, reading one another's thoughts.
That's strangely beautiful.
One of the minor tragedies of the late revolutionary period is that few reliable accounts survive.
Fair enough.
Much of what we know of the communards' activities during this period come from memoirs and second-hand accounts, some only written down decades after the fact, and of dubious authenticity.
Yeah, so why do these effects only work for hyper-revolutionary communists?
Because plasm has never been directly observed, the exact mechanism behind these effects remains entirely speculative. In other words, there's no evidence that any of this mind-reading stuff is real.
I spent like a whole ass day looking for cryptids.
You know what else lets you feel like you can read minds? Spooky old Pyrrolidon.
Wait, if there's no evidence plasma exists, how can the theory be true?
Most inframaterialists would argue that the inability of skeptics to detect plasm is simply evidence of their own insufficient revolutionary enthusiasm. There you have it, a perfectly unfalsifiable loop. The theory is impossible to disprove on its own grounds, meaning it's hardly a theory at all. This should be more than enough for a stimulating discussion. That said, if you're still yearning for more,
Let's finish it.
You breeze through the next several sections until you arrive at the final chapter, titled A Communism Above Reality. When a society's revolutionary...
I didn't think the book was going to be this long, but okay.
...highest level, inframaterialist theoreticians have postulated...
Isn't this technically a hierarchy?
...cease to be laws.
Cease to be laws. What do they become then?
Like suggestions, according to some of the SRV's leading inframaterialists. Of course, it's impossible to say what exactly happens under these conditions. No known society has ever achieved the levels of revolutionary enthusiasm the theory seems to require. Some inframaterialists have even argued that it might require more plasm than humanity alone may be capable of producing.
Wait, are there non-human sources of plasm?
In the SRV, there have been attempts to organize certain species of aquatic mammals, as well as a few of the higher corvids.
Hell yeah.
But as of this writing, only human beings have demonstrated the intellectual capacity for revolutionary communism.
Has anyone gotten close to reaching the third level?
There are numerous stories from Samara involving bandits or fascist mercenaries being levitated by farmers from the most ideologically advanced communes. Of course, few of these incidents have ever been rigorously investigated or substantiated. The form of these stories also recalls several well-known Samaran folk tales, in particular, the one commonly known as Clever Oleg and the Flying Magistrate. Among known attempts to channel third-level capabilities, the most well-documented is the curious case of Coalition warship Debutante.
It's like the Philadelphia experiment. I gotta know what that's about.
It concerns an interesting series of events that took place during the invasion of Revachol. As Coalition forces made landfall, a cadre of Nielsen's most fervent acolytes attempted to compress a Coalition-era static with their collective will. According to Communard law, these acolytes positioned themselves at the top of a redoubt just over the bay of Revachol. From that vantage, they proceeded to...
Redoubt's such a good word.
Coalition warship Debutante between their
I'm
fingers.
crushing your warship.
Believed to assist in the extra-physical materialization of their thoughts.
Should have used finger pistols instead.
There's no evidence...
Yes! I love that he did that.
...with finger pistols.
Fucking game.
It's unlikely they would have decisively altered the outcome.
Alright.
The acolytes, along with the redoubt, were vaporized in an artillery strike before the process could be completed. Picture the lot of them, all standing with their fingers in the air 1 minute, the next reduced to a bloody mist.
That's kind of gross, my
It's
dude.
been said, though, that in the weeks following the battle, the captain of the Debutante noted an increase in incidents of crewmen striking their heads on unexpectedly low bulkheads. Of course, colorful anecdotes only scratch the surface of what inframaterialists believe may be possible in a truly third-level society.
What would a third level society even look like?
Some have theorized that such a society would be fundamentally unrecognizable, lacking many of the institutions we typically take for granted in advanced societies, including organized governments, financial institutions, and law enforcement. Others have argued that people living under third-level conditions will be immune to such infirmities as hunger, disease, and mental illness.
Or at least have the capability to deal with them.
In some of his later writings, Nielsen himself speculated about the potential for an extra-physical architecture that disregards the laws of bourgeois physics and instead
That's why they were stacking the matchbooks.
of the people for structural integrity.
Meaning the buildings stay up because people believe they'll stay up?
Precisely. Nielsen observed that the financial system operates on the same principle of faith. So why not an architectural system? On the following page,
Because you don't live inside a bank?
black and white reproductions from Nielsen's...
I mean, I guess technically you could, but you know what I mean.
One sketch depicts a government ministry shaped
Honestly, a lot of people die under an economy, so...
a hectare in width at the top, balanced atop foundations the size of common apartments. Another depicts a leaning tower wrapped in a dramatic helix. The caption beneath it reads, "The Tower of History." Something about that tower looks awfully familiar.
Oh, there we go, the matchboxes.
That's what the students were trying to recreate with the matchboxes.
Wait, but what if the people stop believing the buildings
In
collapse?
the corner of one of the reproduced notebook pages, you can make out the following words, written in Nielsen's distinctive slashing script. A state that has lost the faith of its people has forfeited the right to exist.
Fuck yeah. Alright. Something beautiful. Plausible or not, there's something beautiful about this idea. Is there any more?
There is no more. You've reached the outer theoretical limits of communism. And in less than 200 pages.
That's a shot at the literature.
Read further. May we recommend a brief look at Occidental architecture?
Alright. We read the whole ass book, which I wanted to push the clock in-game forward anyway. Alright, so we should have that thought done.
Magnesium-based life form. We tell them, hell no. You're about to become a magnesium-based life form. The age of the primitive carbon man is done. No longer must mankind rely on slow-working background radiation to take us further into our genetic destiny. This is the era of guided evolution, and magnesium is the key. You are the first of your species. The next step in human evolution. An advanced magnesium proto-man who mags it up, drinks it down, and sniffs it sideways.
Okay. We got volition, though. Okay. Yeah, I wanted to use that for... Let me see if I can't re-roll the thing with Joyce about the Pale. Once again, defying my claim that we were going to end things, but... If we get the Pale stuff, I'm not going to go back to the church yet. I promise. And I still got to make that call on the radio to see if they got the armor data. That was a fun read.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? That's the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question.
Oh, why? How is you looking at the photo tied to the lynching?
Tie the fourth day to the back stay on this. I hope there is something else I can help you with.
She wants to answer the question. Protocol keeps her from it.
Alright. Reality?
Lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
I have no way of putting more skill points in.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know.
That also put a dent in my logic. Alright. Alright, let's call in the armor thing. Try and call it a day. I might take another Pyrrolodon once we level up to try and dump another in Volition. That should be the last hit I take. You've been spacing them out.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Still no word, I'm afraid, sir. I know it must be frustrating. Was there anything else you wanted to ask? 57th, over and out.
In the cabin, you see a...
Alright, we can't get any more on that yet. I'll open the armor thing with Kuno. See if he's got any more for me there.
Fuck does Kuno care? The fuck about it? You're Get lost! Yeah? The kingdom of Kuno? The fuck do you want with it? Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Kuno doesn't...
Alright. Oh yeah, let me try the basement thing. There's nowhere down there to watch us.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope. A 12 to 40-month construction period and the zoning plan.
Okay, so they could still be watching us here. Maybe the shack? Or the, yeah, I'm thinking either the shack or the hell was it? Sorry, I'm brain farting. The shack or the container with the refracted guy in there?
You keep coming back. That's good, officer.
You find your hands deep. The box smells like
Economical, but also trendy. Look firsthand. Why, haven't you heard, officer? We've got to be economically conscious. Look around. Is this really the economy we want to leave to our children? That's good, officer. That's it. The shine on these sunglasses lasts a lifetime, officer. 100% guaranteed.
no love.
How?
All you find is this lime-colored cellophane visor produced by a bargain sportswear brand called Amphibian, apparently.
Oh, that visor is perfect for you.
Hey, at least it might actually offer some protection against the sun. Not like those cheap plastic shades.
Remember, firefight is something we should be prepared for?
I hope not.
You don't like it? Sure, Square Joe. No problem. Let's get you some real shades.
Sure, I'll take the visor, fine.
Sporty and practical, officer. Good choice.
I want to know what the heck the hidden thing is. We're almost ready to dump one in conceptualization just to pull it off. Did we ever look at this tree? I don't think we did.
The hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Gilles Lane. Bronze-colored ribbons of magnetic tape are caught in its branches.
Yeah, we didn't do this.
In the breeze.
And I have a tape reel.
With slow and deliberate motions, pulling, bending
Maybe this I can give to the kids. I'm glad we checked over here. I never walked back here.
from the branches.
Or maybe I saw it early on, but...
A mess inside your pocket. If only you could find a way to re-spool it, so that you could hear what's on the tape. Maybe Roy from the pawn shop can help you with this.
What's the tape for?
It's for Egghead. I promised to make his Van X jam a bit harder. Maybe this tape can help.
It's broken and unspooled. Do you think your new buddy knows how to fix it?
I think at least one of the ravers would know how to fix a broken tape if they want to set up a nightclub.
You could also get it fixed at the pawn shop across the street. We shouldn't waste our time.
Good idea. He might have the tools. The tape projector in the pawn shop uses similar tape.
Alright. Good Hawthorne.
Patting the tree reveals a small sticker which has almost been worn to oblivion. It reads, RCM Emergencies Desk, number 8102. Underneath a slogan, Mankind, be vigilant. You tree-hugging pansy. The gnarled hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Gilles Lane endures the wintry gusts with ease.
I like trees. Alright. Anything else back here that I might have missed? Yeah. Would fall within, not human. Up there? The Phasmid, perhaps? No. You know it's but a dog. Alright. I mean, we're here. I might as well get it re-spooled. This is what happens every goddamn night. Because I have the empty spool, too. So...
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
Hey, do you know how to fix this?
You mean re-spooling? Yeah, I do, but
Great. Could you do it, please? This is important. I need to be able to play this tape for someone.
I'm not some Mr. Fix-It. I'm a pawnbroker. If you want to pawn the tape, sure. Although it looks pretty... worthless.
Worthless? It's not worthless, Roy. This could be the next big thing for the local dance music scene.
Huh? What do you mean?
Oh, this hasn't come up yet. You know that old church down the coast?
Yes. What about it?
I helped some young ravers turn this place into a nightclub, and they play all these weird beats there, which they call anotic music.
Is it any good? The music, I mean.
No, that's the thing. You can't believe how unbelievably thin the beat is. There's nothing to it. There's no bass. It just goes bzoot, bzoot, bzoot. But this tape could make it hardcore.
Man, you're really invested in this.
He looks at the bundle of tape in front of him. It shimmers under the shop's dazzling light show.
Okay, I'll help you out. It's going to take a moment, though, so just sit back and relax.
Oh, yeah.
Take some time to look around the store. The play of visuals all around the pawn shop is mesmerizing. Suddenly, Roy turns back to you with a reel of tape in his hand and coughs. You know these visuals would look super cool in the church.
Alright. Hey, those visuals you got here would look great in the church.
Yeah, I bet they would. All those lights in a massive church.
I didn't even think this would be an angle to build up, but that's awesome. He stares at the intricate interplay of light and shadow all around him, suddenly moved by the idea.
Sanctuary filled with hand-picked positive photons. There would be no room for sadness in such a place. It's a brilliant vision.
There's a but, isn't there? There's always a but.
Okay, but...
I rather like it here, too. So yeah, I'm not giving you my projector. This tape is all I can do for you and your friend's nightclub project.
He nods at the fixed tape on the countertop.
There's no way to turn this around, I'm afraid.
Okay. That's fine. Wait, this will more than just a few moments. That was at least 15 minutes.
Yeah, it was. Respooling isn't that difficult. Although I had to mend the tape in a few places. Anyhow, it's yours now.
Well, thanks for the help.
Yeah, my pleasure. I'll do what I can for true passion projects. Just try not to use this tape for negative photon emissions. Take responsibility. Okay.
Okay. Can I listen to it myself? That was the visor. The frog eyes. That's amazing. Alright. We still have the empty case. Maybe there's a way to attempt respooling it ourselves, but... I wonder if we can listen to it. Alright, hook. Yeah, I don't know. Unless we could have to do it outside. I said I was going to run back to the church, but Oh, I'm guessing that's the tape we have. This ain't bad. That's fun, but... Alright, I wanted to... Yeah, we're gonna try the shack real quick for the letter. Failing that, we could try it in the church, like in the...
Take the legal documents out of the
There we go.
A 12 to 40 month construction period and the zone.
Just in case we get hit with that 8%. After we biffed the interfacing thing earlier. What was the other option on that? Where you feel safe enough to sleep. Okay. The thing is, I feel like forging them would, still screw people over. Although Kim agreed with the idea. Alright, I'm feeling a little iffy on that. Let's do the church. Relax, not yours. You can crush every MC, or yeah, every MC in Revachol, hopefully. Okay, let's drop off the tape, and then we gotta call it a night. We gotta call it a night. Snooze the ad there, so we can drop this off and probably be done with it.
Good morning, comrade! Yeah! Harder car!
I found this reel of tape. Maybe we can use the hard up Aches jam.
Yeah! Remix time! Tape goes here, into deck B!
He clicks a switch, the tape starts spinning.
On his ear, he listens to the audio through his headphones and shouts.
Wow! Did you get this from Arno himself?
A great excitement is bubbling to the surface within him. This is big.
What do you mean?
Listen, I'm just going to show it to you. Ready?
Ready. Holy shit, that is good. That fucks. I mean, I'm down.
Wow! Here's that? The signs match perfectly! Now, if only we had the beat for the foot,
So we still need one more tape.
it would be unbelievably hyper!
What is this? It's good. How did you guys do that?
Do what? I just found a random tape and brought it to Egghead. He's just incredibly good at remixing.
Yes, but what if Van Eyck based his remix on some forgotten local melody, like a folk song, and you just found the original piece that inspired him to create this jam? That would explain why it fits so well.
If you say so.
To me, it sounds like classic Van Eyck. I don't think he needs any inspiration from folk songs. Maybe he lives in Martinez and just threw away part of his song because he thought it wasn't good enough.
I think it's just happenstance. Chaos in action. contingencies of our limited existence. That and Egghead's fantastic talent.
He nods to his friend behind the turntables.
Right. Egghead's technical talent is the key. No, this is definitely part of the same song. Something cut from it. It fits too well.
I'm gonna agree with the cell.
Be how it may, if it fits, it fits. Bring up the volume.
What about the bass? Do you have any ideas for that?
Andre looks back at you.
Oh, remember, you said it needs more bass.
I think you might know the answer.
Okay. What if we used that crazy sound assault from Sona's experiment, but contained it, tamed it, made it pulse? I thought that was the plan already.
What about that compressor Andre was setting up to achieve some sort of parallel processing?
Don't be too hard on yourself if you don't figure it out. I think the jam's already pretty ultra.
But it could be hyper hardcore.
The audio is like, can we connect the dots? What interfacing stuff do I have? Like, I know I have at least one pair of gloves, so it should help with that. Yeah, the gardening gloves. Anything interfering with interfacing. No. Okay.
Good morning, comrade. Yeah, harder car.
Let's go.
Side chain.
Got him. Snoozing the ad again, sorry. Side chain? What does it even mean?
You can use the compressor to select between which track it's compressing, either the auxiliary signal or the main input from the tape. Make it alternate between the signals. The compressor controls the gain based on the level of the signal on the aux side chain input. It will allow maintaining a loud sound without peaks that fill up all the headspace.
Okay, Egg, you need to start sidechaining it. Explain the concept to him.
Sidechaining it, you said.
He turns down the music, his hands moving deftly across the mixer, setting up the necessary controls.
Then he puts on his headphones and his eyes go wide, wider than they've ever gone on drugs. He starts jumping up and down with bliss in total silence.
I think we got it.
Still listening to his headphones.
Hey, what did you do to Egghead, Cop Man? Did you break him?
Just wait and see.
Are you ready, pussy?
I guess.
Noid straightens his back, ready for the beat.
I was born ready, Egg.
Give him a thumbs up. Let's go. Ooh, that's crunchy. I love that. Oh, they got a light show going now, too. Oh, that fucks.
The audio assault is glorious. The speed freak dances on the stage, intensely waving his hand in the air.
This is beauty! This is life!
Alright.
What in the world is going on? The way melody and bass flow together, it's unnatural.
Your body is taking a beating from the low frequencies crashing over you. It's making you feel alive again.
This one is for the Anodic generation.
Introducing the ultimate sound!
We have tamed the sound. We've made it our own.
Damn it. This dance club idea might just work out.
DeLorean Church! The place to be! Pump it! Pump it!
This is it. This is a new era. The fabric of the world has been irrevocably altered.
Alright, I'm gonna burn my last snooze because I feel like I can dump a point into, we can't do volition. I also wanted to see what that new thought was. Van Eyck. Line from a broken discard tape. Perfectly the song. Okay. We could research that again. I would need to clear one anyway. But yeah, right now I want to do reaction speed. To try and make an attempt on catching the bird again. Alright, reaction speed closed, let's go. We're in the church, we might as well finish the last task. Yep. Hat. Oh, shoes. I look like a dipshit, but I love these kids, so let's find out what's up. Let's catch that bird.
The silver bird is already...
You know what? %. Come on. I want to end the night on that.
O Pasaro de Agint. It flutters by your ear. It's what the Zemoyaki, the Gradian community in Revachol, call a person who never breaks interrogation. It's an organized crime term.
O Pasare de Argent.
Excuse me?
She casually brushes her hand through her hair.
She's attempting to remain calm, but the phrase made her flinch.
Nice. I remember now. It's a Zemliaki term for someone who won't break under questioning. An organized crime term.
What do you mean?
Silver bird.
All right. My father was a Zemyaki. He died years ago. He was a bad man. Not a lot of good things to say about him and what he did. He bought the family a huge house, so we got to live, at least temporarily, in a giant castle in Jamrock. And then he died.
What happened next?
What do you think? The competition came and took everything away. It was like in a war zone.
She's gritting her teeth.
So after his death, we had nothing left. And we were in danger. My mother had to change her name, mine too. We left it all behind.
Are you sure about that? What about the drug lab
It
plan?
was a stupid idea. And I'm still disappointed I came up with it.
Oh.
Aren't there any local authorities who might look down on such activities?
I took that into account, of course. Coordinated the operation with the débardeurs. Else they might get unhappy.
So what you're saying is Everard authorized this?
Not in person, but I let them know. You can't do anything without the fat ones getting wind. It wasn't too difficult to convince them, really. It's a good thing you ended that mess, though. I felt I was turning dad-wise
Good.
into a corrupt business person.
So that worked out in the end. Good.
Come on, this is all fine. But You don't have anything on Everard now. That's not how these things work.
Add it to the list.
No, I don't think it would lead anywhere with Everard. He's just going to deny it.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Have you seen Everard?
Okay. That's it for now. But it's resolved. And the club's a good place as any to wrap it up.